Welcome back to our next edition of Talon Talk, where we take an inside look at the stories and events within the athletic department from all of our teams. This week we have an interview with Ivan Gandia-Rosa of the men's basketball team, as we are less than a week away from the season opener and 1 week out from the home opener against Florida National on the 7th. But we'll be talking about more than just basketball this week with Ivan. We're going to touch on his experience playing overseas, handling Hurricane Irma as it tore through Puerto Rico, his home country, and everything else in between. But before we sit down with Ivan, we will go into last week's action, beginning with our soccer programs as they lead into postseason conference play. Men's soccer came up just short against Lipscomb last Saturday as they vied for the top spot in the league. The Bisons won 1-0, but UNF rebounded to take down FAU 1-0 Wednesday. Women's soccer finished up the regular season with two huge wins against in-state conference opponents in Stetson and JU. UNF shut down Stetson 4-0, and on senior night toppled Jacksonville 2-1. Thais Hayes was tabbed ASUN Player of the Week for the third time this year. Men's tennis completed play at the ITA Southeast Regionals in Gainesville, and the Ospreys are 38-32 in singles action this fall season, with Federico Nani leading the way with 9 singles wins. Joe Ellis has also played strong tennis, posting the best winning percentage among the men. Volleyball went 1-1 on the week, falling in a heartbreaker to Stetson, but on Sunday, they rebounded in big fashion, beating Kennesaw State, the first win for UNF against the Owls since 2015. The Owls were in first place, and they dropped to second behind FGCU after that loss. Men's and women's basketball will be soon included in these recaps each week, but without further ado, let's get talking about basketball with this week's guest, Ivan Gandia-Rosa. Thanks again for being on, Ivan.
Thanks for having me.
So it's been a long road, obviously, to get to where you are today, whether, that's literally traveling or on the court play and progression. And now you're a senior after completing a year in JUCO and now here. What's the expectation for yourself this year?
It would be great to have personal accolades and all that, but just the expectation this year is for the team to win. We want to win the ASUN championship. We feel like definitely we have the pieces for it. We have the experience, and we just want to hang a banner like they did in 2015. We want to do it again.
Mm-hmm. So you had a great year as a distributor last year. Really, spreading the ball around the court, and you have a lot of options, high and low. How has it always been a part of your game to want to distribute the ball? Or has that been something you had to learn here?
Yeah, ever since I was younger back home, I was taught that you make yourself better by making other people better. So after that really just stuck with me. So after that, I try to play that way every time I stepped on the court. Even my brother says, when I call him sometimes, oh, you got to shoot more. And even sometimes Coach Driscoll, too, you got to take this shot instead of passing it. But that's just the way my mind works. That I'm trying to get everybody involved and everybody better. But at the same time, obviously, I gotta stay aggressive and keep the attacking the defense. So you just got to mix a little bit of both.
You can't be one thing.
Yeah.
Watching your game, you can really tell that you do a good job of getting to the hoop too. Do you like to drive to the hoop more? Do you like to step back and have the opportunity to shoot a three?
Yeah, I like shooting a little better. I've been working on getting to the rim a little more, because that way I can actually find my other guys, and because when the defense collapses, they're usually open, and if they don't help, since we're a really good shooting team, I usually have a layup or wedge it in the low post or whatever. But yeah, I've been trying to work on every aspect of my game, finishing at the rim and shooting, step back threes, catch and shoot, in the floaters. But yeah, just gotta find a way to mix everything up and then at the same time get everybody involved.
What was coaching like in Puerto Rico growing up? Was it did they coach kind of a certain playing style, or did it change when you got here?
It's very very team oriented. It's not a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of pass, cut, screen away. Try to get everybody involved, because that way you get the defense moving and you get open shots. But then when I got to to the States, a lot of people like dribbling one-on-one, you know, like for the videos.
Put the ball on the court. Yeah. Spread it out. ISO.
Exactly. So I had to. It was an adjustment for sure. So now I think I have a little bit of both mixed in my game. So that definitely helped me.
When did basketball really emerge into like a huge part of your life where you thought you might be able to take it collegiately?
Well, it's always been like a big part of my life. Like a week after I was born, my mom took me. I was at my brother's game. That's what she told me. And then both of my brothers played. So growing up, we had a hoop outside. I used to get beat all the time. And it was in like 9th grade. My brother was my coach at my high school, and because I usually was like a good player in the younger ages, and I was taller too. So in 9th grade, I told my brother I had a terrible practice in my school. I told my brother like I feel like people are like catching up to me. Type thing.
Like I'm falling behind. What's happened? Like I've always been able to be at the top.
And he was like well, now you gotta like you have a choice. Like you can just keep saying that or. So after that, I was like and then growing up, I was part of a AAU team called PRP, Puerto Rico Playmakers. Shout out to my guy Todd Washington. That he thought that there was talent in Puerto Rico like all the time, good enough to be able to play high school in the United States and all that. So we usually went on AAU trips over the summer. So after, I would have never thought I was gonna be able to come to the States and play if it wasn't like for him. He like told everybody on the team like, you guys can do it. Like,
so he helped with like placement in the United States and stuff.
Yeah.
So were you like, that's awesome, I want to go to the U.S. to play, or you were kind of hesitant at all?
I had to do some research for sure, and then talk to my family, of course, like what it would be like if. So then in those AAU trips, I started going by myself, like not with my brother or anything like that, just me and the team, whatever. So I kind of got used to it. So then, like being by myself, like just handling stuff on my own, like really, I guess really young age. So then, when he was the one that got me into to go to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Like he had the contacts.
Okay.
They called him, asking him like, we need this and this. He was like, I got the guy for you.
Perfect.
They called me, set everything up. I was playing in a Central Basket tournament at that time when they called. I was like, after this tournament, we'll watch you, whatever, and then you come to school. So
did you have other options to go play high school in the States other than West Virginia? And you were in Huntington, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was gonna go. I was planning to go to a school in Miami. What's the name? Chamina and Madonna, I think is the name of it. But then as stuff like fell off, we had to do a whole lot of paperwork. It's like weird stuff in the state of Florida, like you have to like sign and then when they called him, everything was set up. I had host family already, my school, everything was paid for, so I just had to buy the ticket to get over there and just play and go to school. And so you had never been to West Virginia before, and so you get off the plane. What city? What city did you fly into? I fly from Puerto Rico to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Huntington in a tiny plane.
Yeah. Yes. So at that point, what are you thinking?
Well, I knew about the school because I seen them on TV because Andrew Wiggins and all that. So they were like nationally ranked. So I was like oh crap, like these. That's actually like, pretty cool here. Like these people want me. Yeah. And then when I got to West Virginia, I was like, it's cold here. It was different. I was like, crap. Like you got, Huntington's a little bit bigger for a West Virginia city, but it's still, I mean, it's not like going to Miami. It's not like, like even Jacksonville. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I got there, and the school is like a really, really small school. Mm-hmm. It's like 150 students, like the whole school. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, like that's crazy because I thought like, like school and TV, whatever, they're about to be really
big.
school.
It's the United States. Yeah.
But then I adjusted to that, and I was definitely blessed enough to have great host family. So that I think that really helped with the transition, because also I had a teammate from Spain and a teammate
That's
from
big.
the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. So
Probably bonded there,
yeah,
always hanging out together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what was that adjustment like for you? Obviously, you have to worry about school. You got to worry about basketball. And then you got to learn, English. I don't know if your English was, it was up to par yet.
I knew English.
Yeah.
'Cause like back home, everybody takes English classes.
Yeah. You're familiar enough with it, but now it's like every day. Yeah.
So at first I had to like think in Spanish, translate it in my head, and say
So
it out loud.
tiring. Yeah.
It was a whole process.
Yeah.
But then it took me about a couple months, like maybe 3 months. At that point, after 3 months, I was like thinking half and half, like half Spanish, half in English. So I would like talk to my brother, and I would say stuff in English. It was like, bro, like you forgot. Like,
now you're freaking Spanish.
but it was different for sure. And then when it started getting cold, I had never seen snow. I saw snow for the first time. It was fun for the first 5 minutes.
And then after that, you're
After
like,
that,
I miss Puerto Rican sunshine.
I said, F this.
Yeah.
I did not like this.
So how did you handle those years? Like, obviously, you knew if I wanted to get to the next level, I had to deal with the sacrifice of doing it. Was that kind of just your motivation?
Yeah. Also, like I said, the host families that I had were great. They took care of me. They fed me. Whatever. They did all that. I don't know. I just had to do what I had to do. And then my first year there, I actually like didn't play like at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you thinking that you would the next couple years, or were you kind of uncertain?
So I don't know. It was like uncertainty too, for sure. Like when we came back from Christmas break, coach had brought in like another guard.
You're like,
we were like,
yeah. What's going on here? Yeah.
So then, like, I wasn't playing and all that, like, and then when we got to the last part of the season, that we went to like the national tournament, the Dix tournament. That's what it was called back then. We were doing the scouting report, so I was in like the scouting team for the game we had, and I was supposed to be like the shooter from the other team. We're like, when we run these plays, you just go ahead and shoot it. And I started.
And you were just hitting them.
Yeah, I started practicing really, really good, and I think that's what made them. Like,
so that was your what year was that?
That was it was junior year, but I reclassed, so basically sophomore year.
Okay. So
yeah, like after those practice, like I had a really week and a half, really good week and a half of like practice. I was like back to myself, because I was just like sitting on the bench. I didn't know what to do. I even got like a little chubby too.
Yeah,
all I did was eat.
Yeah, what else is there to do around at the time? I'm in an unfamiliar place and I'm not playing.
So, I think the that week and a half of practice, even the starters were like
where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So at that point, when did things really shift, and did you end up getting the starting role there and getting a lot of playing time?
So like in my exit, the exit meeting and all that, that's when they told me this, how you ended, that's how we want you to be coming. So they brought me in the next year, and then after in the junior year, it was all good. I actually got hurt. Had a high ankle sprain before the season started. So the first semester I was coming off the bench, but I was still myself.
Confidence was up.
Yeah, exactly. And then by the end of the year, I ended up starting and all that.
What was your game like then?
Spot up shooter.
Yeah.
'Cause
it's more of a 2-guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I naturally I played back home as a lead guard, handling the ball and all that. And then since I could shoot it really well in high school, they just had me spot up, and because we had a really, really good talent. So they just had me spot up and all that. in the same senior year. I was more like I knew I could do other stuff, but they just wanted me to. So I was just trying to win. Obviously, I wanted to like get offers, whatever, but I wanted to win and all that. So, and then, so I didn't have the offers that I really liked in Division I coming out of high school. I talked to coach. I had some D2s. He said, I think about the D2s. So I visited it one. And then I say, like, I think I'm a D1 player and all that.
So then you went JUCO route.
Yeah.
What was that year like for you?
It was fun. It was fun for sure. I got to show what I could really do. It was a fun year, you know. I was a freshman. That we had a couple of sophomores that helped me through it. So yeah, just I knew at that point what I had to do because of my experience in high school. So at that point I was just, you know, everybody in JUCO is just trying to
they're trying to get their offer.
Yeah. But at the same time also win. So you know, just run the offense and sometimes just take a couple more shots.
Yeah, so you have that year in junior college ball, and when did the offers start to come in for, you know, the next step? And then obviously Coach Driscoll, Perkins, Evans, you know, Kennan, they're hitting you up, Gibson. When did those guys start coming in the picture?
So my junior college coach said he called here because he knew how they like to play here. And he said, I got the guy for you. So then that's when he told me, and that's at that point I was doing pretty good too. That was around Christmas time because there's like a couple JUCO showcases, and we held it in our gym. And I did really good those games. Like I busted my lip open, and and then coach said after that, like, oh, like coaches are really calling for you because I kept playing with the.
You're like, oh, he's a tough guy. Yeah, he wants to. He's a gamer. Yeah.
So, I think I can't really remember. It was around that time. I don't know if it was before the showcase or after. They came to we had St. Pete in our gym at home, and that's when they first came in. I didn't know they were in for me. It was Coach Driscoll and Coach Evans. They came to watch, and we lost that game. They talked to me after. They were like, "Oh, like we really like you. Like we're gonna come see you a couple more times." And they did. They actually like came. Like I didn't know they were coming. They came to practice, but like before practice, just to like just talk, not even like basketball. And I started like saying this stuff to my brother, like these guys.
They're like pursuing me. This is cool.
They really want me because the difference was like in high school when I had the offers, they just offered me and like never talked to me again. So I was like,
it was like, they're just pitching things out and see what people are biting on.
So I was like, what's going on? What am I supposed to do?
Was it a lot of pressure at that point? Because obviously, you know, it's a D1 school. They've had success, and they're interested in you. Was that pressure for you? Or you were ready for it, probably?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And like a little bit of both. Because like out of high school, I took my time, and like nothing came through. So my brother's like, oh, like, you know what happened last time, so if you get something, just think about it and take the best, you know. And I was talking to this other coaching staff that they said they really want, like the assistants really liked me, but the head coach wasn't like sold on me. So they never like really offered. So then they came to see me like 2 or 3 times, like before practice at games and all that. So I was like this is really like different. Like, is this how it's supposed to be feeling? And when they offered, I think I took a couple days. I can't remember how much time I took in between, but they called me, texted me every day. I told my brother, I was like, I think this is it. Like the way Coach Driscoll talked to me, it was different than any other coach. So I called my brother. I was like, I think this one's it. Like this might be the only offer right now, but like Like I think this is it.
I'm into this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was like you talk to him, you like the way he he feels about you and all that. Just it was like go for it. So I called coach, and I told him I was coming here, and then he did the usual, got the whole coaching staff on conference call, had me tell them. It was great. So I basically committed without taking a visit here. It was just the coaching staff talking to me and how they handle themselves. So at that point, I knew what I was like getting myself into. So
you knew what the culture was going to be, which is the big thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they sent me Dallas's clips.
Yeah.
Lefty. Guard.
Lefty. You're like, hey, you're gonna be Dallas here for us.
So then like I took my visit, loved the campus, like it was perfect. It was all perfect right away.
And obviously you had an impact right away. You know, you were playing. You've logged a lot of minutes the last couple of years, around 1,000 minutes, scoring and distributing. How have you evolved as a player in 2 years here?
It's been crazy actually. Sophomore year, at first I thought like I'm coming in new, like I don't think
I've got a lot to prove and I don't know what I'll have. Yeah,
I have. I don't know if I'm really like actually gonna be playing a whole lot. I've started. I was like, oh, like crowd, like I like that. So then it was a lot of fun. Just a whole lot of learning for real, cause we had the tough schedule and all that. So it was just a whole lot of learning. And then last year it was kind of tough. I kind of got like hurt. I had the plantar fasciitis. I played through it.
Right.
But then I think the big turning point was definitely like this summer. Just being around those type like the pro guys and all that. I think it just gave me like a whole different mindset about how I want to go about basketball.
What's that mindset? Did you feel like you matured more?
Yeah. Like listening to them talk, how they have to like manage all their money, their paychecks, be selective in where they want to sign, if it's gonna be good for them. Of course, they want to win and all that for the team, but they say I gotta like find the stuff that's gonna be the best for me and my family, because they're providing for them. So I wanna that just like opened my eyes, like crowd, like
it's a lot of maturity, a lot of growth there. How has it changed your perspective of playing and managing your body and like having a presence on the court?
Well, that was a big part too, cause I just we had a bunch of practice, so I ran a whole lot, ate better over there, cause my stomach got kind of messed up a little bit, but so I had to change what I eat over there, and but just having that mindset on the court, that I gotta go every time I step in the court, like if I don't compete, I'm not making you better, you're not making me better. So just trying to bring that mindset over here, like just every time we're out there, like sometimes we feel sluggish, like somebody gotta go, because I'm not making you better, you're not making me better, like that type of thing.
Especially for you, what position you have on the court and possessing the ball and setting the tone and making sure plays are run. In watching you as a player, you always seem pretty composed and not too emotional on the court. Has that been something you've tried to exhibit on the court, or is that your personality?
I think a little bit of both. I think I've been like that since like back home, cause my brother used to tell me that other coach, cause my brother was my coach, and he said other coaches like your little brother, like I don't know how he does it, but like you're in a tight game and he just keeps it the same face, like nothing changes. So I try to like just stay leveled throughout every situation, just not a bunch of like ups and downs. Yeah. But sometimes I feel like that could go against me, because sometimes when we actually need like
intensity
that
and
spark,
some
yeah.
emotional spark.
So,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. I've been doing a better job with that. So I try to like not mix it up, just stay level, stay myself.
Mhm.
But recognize when we actually need that intensity. You know?
Mhm.
And that also helps with my teammates too, because Garrett
Mhm.
he's intense too,
Mhm.
and JT and YJ
Mhm.
they're most calm than me and G,
Mhm.
but that's the balance that
Mhm.
that I think it's gonna be great for us.
Mhm. Just go back on your trip this past summer and playing for Puerto Rico, and you went to China and had all these experiences. Was it humbling for you to come to have that part of your life?
Yeah, for sure. I was not expecting to actually be in China,
Mhm.
but then when they called me, I called coach. He was
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, go for it."
Yeah.
All right. So they called me. I got over there, practice. It was supposed to be like they had a full list,
Mhm.
like a pre-team made for the Pan Ams, and when we got to practice, like only the same 13, 12 people kept showing up to practice. So, I guess I started looking. I was like, I guess this is the team, cause like the trip about to come soon. So I made that team, and then we go over there with a young team. Nobody expects us to win like
Mhm.
a single game. We go undefeated all the way up to the championship. It's crazy,
Mhm.
crazy stuff. People over there like loving it.
Yeah.
Autograph. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I never felt that
I
way.
never thought it'd come to
Yeah,
this.
for real.
Yeah.
So then we ended up losing in the championship to Argentina, which takes that same Pan Am's team to the World Cup, and they got silver in the World Cup.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a top class. It's a world class team. They're really really good.
Mhm.
And then, so you tell me over there in Peru, like, could you go to China? I was like, all right, I gotta make some fun.
Mhm.
I started paying extra on my phone because I had to take the
International calls and not necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to make them because I had to go coach my brother.
Yeah.
And I called coach. He said, yeah, go for it. And then I was supposed to go back to Puerto Rico and like meet over there and play maybe a couple minutes with UNF. So then I think I was gonna be able to do that and still get on the plane to China. But then
So you're just like going across the globe.
Yeah,
you're just all over the place.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So then they have to gave us our Chinese they gave us Chinese visa. So we had to go to the Chinese embassy in Peru and all that. So the visa was not gonna be ready till like the last day in the afternoon. So they were like, nah, you're going from Peru straight to China. So I called coach like, coach,
I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna be in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It was like crap. Like I wanted you to be here. I was like, I wanted to be there too, but they bought my tickets already. So So then we gotta go from Peru to New Jersey. Crazy stuff happens. Dude like collapses on the plane. We have to stop in Panama for like 2 hours. Get to New Jersey. We missed our connecting flight with the rest of the team that was flying from Puerto Rico to New Jersey. And then they already left to Shanghai. We had to wait for our bags in New Jersey. Get on a plane to San Francisco. We run the full terminal. Skip TSA lines with a United lady with her credentials.
She was like, they're fine.
Yeah, they said they for with me. Like we just went through all the lines. With my backpack just running around the
Bro, he's sweating and I don't know if I can make this.
Crazy. So then we ended up making the plane from New Jersey to San Francisco like a couple minutes before they actually leave. The nice thing is we have first class, so I got to lay back
and just like pass out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then New Jersey to San Francisco to Shanghai. So what it was supposed to be like a 16-hour trip turned into like 28 hours.
A day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're like head spinning, and then you got to play and you got to practice.
Yeah,
and
so I got to get to China, adjust to the time change.
Oh.
And and then get to sleep, like practice the next day. And then I think it was weird because I adjusted better when I got over there than when I got back to the States.
Interesting.
So
You might have been, your adrenaline might have been going, trying to say, I got to stay in the game. I got to be ready. Yeah.
When I got over there, it took me like 2 days. Like the second day, my eyes were burning. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not falling asleep. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to sleep at like 9.
Mm-hmm.
Woke up at like 8 in the morning. I was like, all right, bet.
I'm refreshed now. I'm finally ready to go. Yeah.
But then when I got back, it took me like 4 days, cause over there is 12 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess coming back in time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was different, but it took me longer when I got back than when I got over there.
What was that experience like for you being in China now, and food, and how did they get you to and from places?
Well, so the food at first I was like open-minded to the
Mhm.
food. I was like, I'm on the other side, like real Chinese
I'll
food.
try it. Yeah. Let's see what this is like. Yeah.
So I even forgot what I had already, but I had some stuff, and then I got the
It's just going
messed up stomach.
Yeah.
Messed up stomach. It started
Threw off your diet.
It was
Yeah.
like I think it was like a virus, like a stomach bug. I
Mhm.
think like it kind of went around the team a little bit. 'Cause
Mhm.
I was like the fourth one to like.
Was it
get
something in
sick.
water or something in food or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Mhm.
But like when I got really really bad, I had like diarrhea for like 5 straight days.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Then in between that, I had nausea for like 1 day.
Mhm.
I threw up 1 day. So then the next day I wake up, I call the team doctor like, yo, like I'm
And
dying.
I need some help.
Yeah.
What do you got for me?
So I like he puts IV. I took 2 bags of IV like quick. Like I was just dehydrated. I was dehydrated. It was
Because you're losing all your fluids
Yeah.
and yeah.
So after that day, I was solid. Like I didn't have nausea or anything, but when I still went to the bathroom, it was it got better, but it wasn't like the best.
Yeah.
So then after that, I just decided to eat just rice, chicken, broccoli. Like
Keep it simple.
So
Yeah.
I ate rice, chicken, broccoli
Like-
for about
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Is there anything you miss food wise from Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah. That's the biggest difference. Like even in the States here, like
You just can't replicate what you have back at home.
I miss my fongo. I miss the tostones. I miss all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which at the same time, I guess it's not really the best because it's all like fried and all that. It's just so good.
It's
though.
good. Yeah. Do you have family that come and visit you often here, or when they can?
Not really often, but yeah,
Mhm.
I've had my brother came, and my dad has come too. My other brother that lives in North Carolina now, he comes and visits too.
What's he do in North Carolina?
His wife is a chiropractor. They were in Atlanta before when she
Mhm.
was still going to school to Life, and then now she has like a real job and all that, and he works now for Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did either of your brothers, you mentioned they played basketball, did any of them go on to play in the United States for anything?
No, like
Mhm.
at that point, I don't think it was like that big of
Mhm.
a thing. Like, and most people like didn't know about it,
Mm-hmm.
so it was never like an option.
Mm-hmm.
And then my older brother got sick when he was 19, like really bad. He had kidney failure and all that, so he like stopped playing. He got into coaching. He's the one that used to coach me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other brother got into like track and field in high school, and then went to a track and field to college back home for a little bit, like, and then just like kind of started doing his own thing.
Mhm.
He's like a dog trainer and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his like dog training business in Atlanta
Nice.
while his wife went to school and all that.
So they're making a life for themselves here as well.
Yeah.
So the hurricane obviously was another huge part of your life,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
How did you handle that, and how did your family handle what happened, and what kind of happened in your life with it?
Well, the coaching staff here was a big part of it
Mm-hmm.
because they knew what was happening. Coach Driscoll always like talks to me. It was like, just do what you gotta do here to make them not worry about you. So I was like, that's right. Let
Mm-hmm.
me just keep doing my thing. the thing I remember the most was I was in class actually. I was reading stuff on Twitter, like everything. And then I could call my dad because my dad was at my grandma's house, and she has not a cell phone, like a house phone.
Mm-hmm. Landline.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that. So he had service.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talked to him, I could hear the wind like through the phone. It was crazy. He was like, "Yeah, this is some movie stuff. Like this is crazy stuff." So then, my brother was at his house. My dad was with at my grandma's house, and my mom and my sister and my niece were at my aunt's house. And then when when everything was gone, the streets were like you couldn't even go in the street, like it was
Mm-hmm.
trees, whatever. When they could finally like go up to my house, cause I live in the mountains, so when we could finally go up, like it was the house was there, but everything like inside nothing was there. So like if anybody would have stayed there at the house, inside the house,
It wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, it was gonna be bad.
Yeah. So how did you guys recover from that?
We started like I'm guessing like a bunch of Puerto Ricans see like FEMA and all that.
Yeah.
Everybody needed help.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually still people that like need
I'm
help.
sure
Yeah.
it's ongoing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas, everybody donated a window in the house
Nice.
that like messed up.
Who donated the windows? Was that
me
through?
and, me and my siblings.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got new doors and all that, and little by little, we just been getting like furniture, some a new fridge, a new stove, all that stuff.
So you guys really were building from the ground up after that.
Just little by little,
Mm-hmm.
cause like I think the biggest thing at my house is stove. It's a gas stove, so I
Mhm.
think my mom really likes that. It's
Mhm.
neat, cause she don't.
You gotta have a stove, right?
She don't need electricity. She can
Yeah.
just cook whatever.
Yeah.
And then like just little by little, like just
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still stuff like the paint and all that, like
Mhm.
on the inside, outside, like still needs some work, but it's just part of the process, and just gonna keep working for sure.
Mm-hmm. How has it changed your perspective about just life and your family in Puerto Rico?
No, first I missed them like a whole lot,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy because it's just stuff that you can't really control. It's
Mhm.
it's Earth, It's,
Mhm.
so it's it just makes you more like grateful for having the people that I have in my life for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like from over here in Jacksonville, the whole team, the coaching staff, the whole university, and then when I go back home, it's I love it. I get
Mhm.
to spend the time with them, like nobody knows what could have happened or what can happen.
Mhm.
So it just makes you like cherish more like the time and the people for sure.
Mm-hmm. Has there, basketball's been growing in Puerto Rico. It's been growing in Latin America and South America, Central America. Is there a player that, inspired you growing up, or whether it's, from Puerto Rico or whether it's from another country?
Well, every Puerto Rican is Carlos Arroyo.
Yeah.
That's favorite player.
He had some big years for a while there. Yeah.
I remember 2004 when Puerto Rico beat USA in the Olympics. I remember exactly where I was. Like I was at the living room at my house with my two brothers watching the game, yelling at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. It was insane. And then of course JJ Barea came out too.
Mm-hmm.
And
big years of the Mavs.
Oh
and
yeah, killed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
and then from other countries.
I mean, you play a little bit. You kind of got some Ginobili in you. I mean,
I watch
I mean, like, let's
lot.
be honest. How you handle the ball and lefty, and he's slithery.
I watch him a whole lot for sure. He's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watch a whole lot of Steve Nash.
Yeah, you can't not watch Steve Nash as a guard.
It's amazing how the stuff he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually watch a lot of. I played against him in the Pan Ams. Campaso from Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
He is insane. It's crazy stuff. So And also, I watched a little bit of Ricky Rubio too.
Okay.
The way he passes.
I mean,
it,
he's always fun.
the way he passes.
He's
it
flashy.
is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are about it.
Mhm.
Those are the people that I watch the most who try to do the same stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, all of them got some swagger to how they play, and
for sure,
got a little Pete Maravich and a little little guard swagger in there. All right. So, but thanks so much for being on, Ivan. Covered a lot of things today. Your season's starting up just a couple weeks, so good luck to you.
We're excited. Hopefully, we get to fill the UNF arena.
Rocking,
everybody in there for sure. It's gonna be a fun season.
All right, let's fill it. All right, thanks again, Ivan.
Thank you.
So thanks again, Ivan. Catch him and the Ospreys at Florida Tuesday, November 5th, and then home to face Florida National Thursday, November 7th. The women will get underway with their season November 5th at Wisconsin, and then home against Warner November 9th at 1 p.m. from the UNF Arena. North Florida men's soccer will finish up its regular season slate against Charlotte November 2nd. That's in North Carolina. And the women get into conference tournament play with a quarterfinals matchup against Kennesaw State Friday from Fort Myers, a big match for the 11-win Ospreys. Also with big action on deck is men's and women's cross country. They'll be in Fort Myers for the ASUN Cross Country Championship Saturday, November 2nd. And men's tennis closes out the fall in Statesboro for the Georgia Southern Championships November 1st to 3rd. And volleyball travels up and down the East Coast for matches against NJIT and FGCU. And then they'll turn around and face Bethune-Cookman in Daytona Beach Tuesday. Don't miss men's and women's basketball's Fan Day, Sunday, November 3rd from the UNF Arena for a chance to meet the teams, watch practice, participate in on-court competitions, and partake in raffles. And going on concurrently is the Osprey Gear Sale. It's where fans will get the chance to purchase Nike equipment and other game-worn apparel and the like. So thanks again for listening to the 8th installment of Talon Talk. Catch you here at the same time next week.